Man, this ICE stuff is getting crazy. Now there was a situation where we're hearing that an ICE agent was trying to make an arrest of a Nigerian. This guy name was Olumago Olagulu Agageye or something like that, right? And he's dating an FBA woman, Rakia Frazier. And when the ICE agent rolled up on them, he went to make the arrest. He jumped in the car with them, and they spun off. Now they're saying that they didn't know who he was. They didn't know. Now I don't know if he had his mask on or not, but he showed his badge. He drew his firearm, and he said, "You need to stop. I'm ICE. I'm the police." Right? And they end up riding to the police station. But this thing is real goofy. Check this out.
Men are now in federal custody after police say they trapped a federal agent in a car and dropped him off at the New Hope Police Department. Federal documents say 24-year-old Oluwademi Lole Bame Boye and 23-year-old Rakia Frazier face charges for assaulting a Department of Homeland Security investigations agent. According to the criminal complaint, agents were watching an apartment parking lot in Plymouth when they tried to talk to Boya Baye about his immigration status. While trying to prevent the two from driving off, an agent became trapped inside the car and they drove off anyhow. The pair were both taken into custody while they brought the agent to the New Hope Police.
Nigerian man is in the country illegal. His student visa expired and he didn't want to go home. Now I got sort of love for certain Nigerians because on my DNA test I'm 44% Nigerian. Out of my 62% African, I'm 44% Nigerian. What was it? 44% Nigerian, 18% European. No, 20% European and 18% Native American, East Asian. Yeah, that's how it was set up. But yep, 62%, 62, yeah. Yeah, but getting back to the story, he told this woman to drive off, to run. And she drove off and she went to the station. But this is the thing. You have a lot of people that are upset about this. You have a whole lot of people that's upset. And they're speaking out on behalf of this black couple. But this is the thing. The man was here illegally. He didn't want to go back home. So ICE ran down on him, and he put this FBA woman at risk, right? They could have both got popped out. That cop could have powed them crazy. But you have liberal Democrats now talking like this.
I'm going to share this story with you because it was a source of joy for me today. So a black couple, right? Black American woman, Nigerian man. They abducted an ICE agent, put him in the car, and drove off with him. So a recent incident that took place in Minnesota on December 10th, right, involved the arrest of a black couple, black American woman, Nigerian man. Why? They're charged for forcibly impeding a federal agent. All right, so here's a breakdown of the incident, all right? Apparently, Homeland Security investigation agents, right, who are conducting this operation on finding people who've overstayed their visa, one of them actually approached the couple's car. The driver was the woman, the black woman, and he actually entered their car. He got inside. Now, I don't know what took place once he got inside as far as the conversation, but I'm pretty sure he let them know, listen, I'm an ICE agent, right? To which the boyfriend, the Nigerian man, did not believe him. The couple both did not believe him. And since he was already in the car, the boyfriend said, drive. And she drove. They said, you want to play around? Let me take you somewhere. Mind you, the agent even drew his firearm to let them know that he was packing. They didn't give a. You understand? She was driving, and as long as her man told her to keep driving, she kept driving. Now, the defense claims that they truly did not believe that this was an actual federal agent. There's a lot of imposters. There are. And to be honest, a lot of you guys are taking to not showing identification. You're walking around with ski masks. I don't know. And turns out that's the exact kind of situation that triggered the Nigerian man's PTSD. He's had instances, trauma, being back in Nigeria. Which is precisely why when that agent entered their car, the couple's car, and acted like they were about to take somebody, they said, we're going to take you first. Drive. Now, all I can think about, one is, I hope that the couple are able to beat this. I believe that they have a strong case, as there are many, many federal agent imposters, and they've already been arrested. So it's not like the claim of not believing that this person was actually legit is fake or far off, right? Outside of me hoping that they actually they beat this case, it made me smile. You understand? Because how many of them do you think would have volunteered to become ICE agents if they truly understood or believed that this was a dangerous job, that anything could happen to you? My guess is not that many. Not many of them would have volunteered to become ICE agents if they knew that there was a possibility, a high possibility of people fighting back. All I'm saying is that I'm tired of being a member of a group of people in this country that are constantly living in fear. It's time that everybody else felt it.
And see, this woman is speaking out of ignorance, because you can get away with doing this in America for the most part. But if you was in Nigeria and you tried this, or you was in Jamaica or Cuba or any of these places, man, you would come up missing. They're not playing with you. So this is the thing. He's in the wrong. His student visa, right? He was supposed to go back home. He was here to go to school, right? And like y'all put yourself in real harm's way. But this is the thing. A lot of these Democrats got our people. Listen, I've been telling this to the FBA family. Listen, when it comes to FBA, we're grassroots. But the majority of our people, whether y'all want to believe it or not, they not with us. They against us. They still on that Democratic plantation. The elders, a lot of the young people starting to wake up. But a lot of these elders and a lot of our women, man, they mad that Kamala didn't get in. They are strong Democrats. They don't care. That the Democrats is trying to replace us with immigrants. They don't care. Look at the way that they talk online. A lot of them. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm not making up nothing. This is 100, right? We don't. Like some of our biggest detractors is our own FBA lineage. It's just the truth. They're championing a lot of these immigrants that's not for us, right? Now does that mean all immigrants are bad people? No. I know some immigrants that are 10 toes down with us. That's some good people, but a lot of them ain't rocking with us, right? And a lot of these liberal Democrats are, man, listen, they'll go harder for them than they will for their own FBA family. It's the truth, man. I live right here in Philadelphia. I know what I'm talking about, and I know what I see. One of the blackest cities in America. Scores of black people everywhere. Majority of these black folks are Democrat liberals, man. That's what they are. They ain't talking FBA talk. FBA is fairly new, and we're trying to establish it and create a new consciousness. But for the most part, our people still sleep. And you got W folks on the news talking like this.
We have an unbelievable story to tell you about. An ICE agent in Minneapolis that was apparently... Now, do I blame the illegal that was driving the car, the ICE agent? No. You're actually going to hear why. I blame Democrats and the mainstream media for this absolute debacle. So here's how it goes down. My buddy Ben Berkwin was the first to know about this. I knew this story 2 days ago. We were told, do not tell anybody about it. Now the story is out. Agents approach a vehicle. They ask them who they are. The agents say, we're ICE agents. They apparently don't believe them. One of the men who they were questioning jumps in the back seat. An ICE agent jumps in the front seat. The woman driving the car, who's now the suspect, takes off with the agents inside. One agent trying to get the guy out of the back seat has to jump out of the car. If you can believe it, the woman will not stop the car with an ICE agent in the front seat. Now, in the back seat, the illegal alien's calling 911, by the way. He doesn't believe they're ICE agents, apparently. The ICE agent, fearing for his life, ends up pulling out his firearm and says, stop this car. The woman driving would not stop until she got to the local police department, where she pulled over. The agent said to her, you are making a very bad decision here. You are going to make things worse. Now, here's the thing. You've got to comply with law enforcement. They were well marked. But the media, Democrats, even the chief of police in Minneapolis is to blame for this because of this kind of nonsense he's telling his community.
So, as black people in general, a lot of us is caught up in white folks' wars, white folks' conflicts that they have amongst each other, right? And right now, you have a battle between the radical right and the radical left as to who's going to control America going into the 2030 agenda, right? And you have all the technology and everything going on, and different groups are these two groups are they having a battle. And in that battle, part of that battle was immigration and these immigrants coming in. At one time, Republicans was all for immigration and Democrats was against it. Then Democrats was for it and Republicans was against it. So it's just political theater. Go back to the immigration was the Immigration Act at 1980, if I'm not mistaken. Then you had immigration situation in 96. It's always been like this. This is nothing new. But this time as black Americans, young black Americans, FBAs, we're sitting this one out because we're saying we ain't got nothing to do with this. But again, there's an FBA sister that's caught up in this mess, right, with this Nigerian dude, right? But then you have FBA, like, listen, these are FBA people that I'm showing you that's mad, they're glad that they did what they did to ICE. They don't care that that FBA sister was in the car and she could have been unalive. They just happy that this ICE was taken for a ride. And I'm trying to tell you, as as an FBA brother, a lot of our lineage, man, is still asleep, bro. They still brain dead, deaf, dumb, and blind, and walking from behind, man. Like our people, man. Listen, it's crazy. It's crazy how we scream racism, but Kamala come up that's not even a black American with a white husband, and everybody jumped down. Everybody jumped down to go vote for and and just rock with her. But we rock with that. We rock with these immigrants. We go for everything that's against our own interests. We go for it. And now you got FBAs and you got the young people trying to wake up and trying to get our people back on track. And Al Sharpton and all these different groups are speaking out against us, right? But then you have sisters that's like this.
I can't get over the ICE agent saying that he feared for almost drew his weapon on the Nigerian couple because he said he feared for his life. I just want more of them, and I hope that he gives a chance to sit down and gives a chatty conversation with his fellow ICE agents, but if for nothing else, to show them the fear that they create within other people and how they it couldn't be a more perfect example of being put in somebody else's shoes so that he could experience exactly what the fear that he was trying to impart upon somebody else. It was the perfect reverse Uno card. It really was. And it's the perfect entrance season for agents. And I feel no bit of sympathy in any way for them. Again, I hope that Nigerian couple gets a chance to get those charges dismissed because they were charged with forcible assault, resisting, and interfering with federal agents. So blah blah and blah.
And then you have Africans talking like this.
Trump, please address ICE agents to stop covering their faces like bandits, like criminals, like terrorists, like gangsters. They are federal agents. That they should carry out their lawful duty with their full face. Let people know who is coming to get them arrested, because people will be scared. People will be scared. Please, sir, please, I didn't kidnap no ICE. Me and my woman did not kidnap the ICE officer. We didn't kidnap the ICE officer. Why they are lying? They are lying. Why? Because we are Nigerians. They are lying. They are lying. Because I'm a Nigerian. You are lying on me. Shut up. Shut up. Nigerians is always trending for the wrong reason. How can a Nigerian man and his partner ICE agents? ICE agents. Ah, God. Well, I don't know. It is just strange. Like, what? I don't understand. Let me put on my AC. This guy is getting hot.
Let me reiterate and just say, if you was in Saudi Arabia, you was in China, Japan, Nigeria, these places, and you tried this as a black American, you might lose your life. You might lose your life. They're not allowing you to do this. Mexico's deporting people every day. Mexico's not letting people come and just come into their, just run into their country like that. No, they're not. They're deporting your behind, right? But this is the thing. I just displayed and showed 2 FBA sisters up here making excuses for this kind of stuff, right? But then you got an FBA sister that was also caught up in this. And this ain't all just the FBA sisters. Let's not get this twisted. Because you got a lot of FBA brothers that support this foolishness too, right? When, like I said, do I think that all Caribbean and African people are bad? No, I don't. I don't. Half of my lineage is Caribbean. Do I think that they're bad? Absolutely not. But I know for a fact that a lot of them are. And a lot of them don't rock with us. I know that for a fact. They don't. So, damn near more than half of them. So, when you see this kind of stuff, I'm telling FBA, stay out the way. Mind your business. What the hell? Stay out the way. Mind your business, right? And don't get caught up in this kind of stuff, man. Like I said, this dude was here illegally. And he had the sister drive off. Man, he could have got an FBA sister hurt, right? I'm not mad at her for wanting to date a Nigerian man. I mean, you know, if you want to date a Nigerian man or a brother from Barbados, if they cool, date them. I'm not against that. But to be here illegally, police run down on y'all, knowing how the police operate in this country, and you got her driving the car because she's stigmatized, right? Driving the car and doing what you say, man, you could have got her unlocked, man. Now, and they saying that he's dealt with being taken against his will before in Nigeria, so he was afraid. But I don't know, man. This thing is crazy. When are we going to start working on our best interests here as Black Americans within our communities and doing the things like we so worried about everybody else that we've been gentrified out of our communities? We don't own nothing in our communities, but we care about everybody else. Y'all online fighting for everybody else instead of fighting for what goes on in your own communities. You got to go outside yourself to get everything that you need, and you wonder why other groups don't respect you. What do you think immigrant men think of Black FBA men when they come into our communities and see that we don't run them? Right? Everything that we fight for, they fight against because their lifestyle is predicated on our dysfunction. But y'all online every day fighting for these people. When they come here, they don't care nothing. They're not connected to our struggle. They don't care nothing about it. They come here to make money. That's it. That's what they come here for. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Until the next time, peace.